Yankees fans, buckle up because this one hurts. After what looked like a promising start to the postseason, the New York Yankees have once again found themselves slipping right back into old habits at the absolute worst possible time. Game 2 against the Toronto Blue Jays was not just a loss. It was a meltdown, a full display of how this team still struggles to live up to its own name when the stakes get high. The scoreline says it all, 13-7 in favor of Toronto, but the story behind that number goes a lot deeper. You could feel the optimism heading into this series. After taking down the Boston Red Sox in the wild card round, Yankees fans were buzzing. The team looked sharp, motivated, and ready to finally make a deep run. The pitching was on fire, the defense locked in, and the lineup had that dangerous look that makes every opposing pitcher nervous. But that confidence vanished almost instantly when the Blue Jays came storming in. All those good habits that carry the Yankees through the wild card, gone. The same flaws that haunted them all season long, inconsistency on the mound, reliance on the long ball, and an inability to stay composed under pressure, came crashing down in one brutal game. Let's talk pitching, because that's where things really unraveled. Max Fried, who was untouchable against Boston, looked completely lost against Toronto. 3 innings pitched, 7 runs allowed, 8 hits. It was a disaster. Fried couldn't find his rhythm, and by the time he was pulled, the damage was already done. You could see the frustration on his face, the kind of frustration that spreads through the dugout like wildfire. And when Will Warren came in from the bullpen, things somehow got worse. 3 batters in, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. crushed a grand slam that sent the Blue Jays crowd into a frenzy and the Yankees bench into silence. It was the first grand slam in Toronto's postseason history, and it came against New York, the team that prides itself on being built for October. It's not just one guy's fault, though. The bullpen has been inconsistent all year, and that pattern continues. One night, they look dominant. The next, they can't hold a lead to save their lives. You can't win playoff baseball like that. Every mistake gets magnified. Every walk feels like a potential disaster. And when you're facing a team as hot as the Blue Jays, those cracks turn into craters fast. The Jays are playing fearless baseball right now, and the Yankees are reacting instead of attacking. Offensively, it's the same old story. The Yankees have some of the biggest bats in the league, but when it matters most, the lineup suddenly goes quiet. Aaron Judge, for all his regular season heroics, continues to struggle when October rolls around. He's the face of the franchise, the guy everyone looks to for that spark. Yet in this series, he's looked tentative and off balance. Giancarlo Stanton isn't doing much better, and when your top 2 power hitters can't get on base, it puts pressure on everyone else to overcompensate. And that's the biggest issue. The Yankees' offense is built around the home run. When they're hitting bombs, they look unbeatable. But when the homers aren't coming, this team has no plan B. They don't manufacture runs, they don't play small ball, and they rarely adjust their approach based on who's on the mound. It's all or nothing, and right now, it's been a whole lot of nothing. Toronto's pitchers figured that out quickly, feeding the Yankees a steady diet of breaking balls and off-speed pitches that completely disrupted their timing. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays' young ace Trey Yesavage was electric. 5 perfect innings, 11 strikeouts. At just 22 years old, this kid looked like a seasoned veteran. The Yankees couldn't touch him. He was hitting his spots, mixing up his pitches, and keeping the lineup guessing the entire time. By the time he came out of the game, the damage was done. The Yankees tried to make it interesting later on, putting up 7 runs, but it was far too late. When you're already down 9 by the middle of the game, that kind of comeback feels impossible. You could sense the frustration from the dugout. The players know they're better than this, or at least they're supposed to be. The payroll says they should be. The history says they should be. But baseball doesn't care about history or contracts. It's about execution, and right now, the Yankees are failing at it. The fundamentals aren't there. Simple defensive plays are turning into errors, and poor decision-making on the base paths is costing them chances to stay in games. It's the kind of sloppy baseball that you don't expect from a team that claims to be chasing championship number 28. Now the Yankees head back to the Bronx with their backs against the wall. It's perfection or bust from here on out. They've been in this position before. Remember 2017, when they pulled off that incredible comeback against Cleveland. That's the kind of energy they need right now. But this Toronto team isn't Cleveland. The Blue Jays are aggressive, confident, and they smell blood in the water. The Yankees can't afford another slow start, not even for an inning. One mistake, one bad pitch, and it could be over. The numbers don't lie either. Historically, teams that win the first 2 games at home in this playoff format advance over 90% of the time. That's the mountain the Yankees are staring at. Sure, they've defied the odds before, but this time feels different. This team doesn't have that same spark, that same fight that made past comebacks possible. Maybe they'll prove everyone wrong again, but after watching that collapse in Game 2, it's hard to imagine. And yet, baseball has a funny way of surprising you. This same Yankees team clawed its way back from a 6.5-game deficit in the division earlier this year. They've shown flashes of resilience before. Maybe that pressure activates something in them. Maybe they play their best when their season is on the line. That's what they'll have to hope for, because right now, the margin for error is gone. Every pitch, every swing, every defensive play matters. Yankees fans have every right to be worried. This team looks lost at times, and that's not what you expect in October. The offense is streaky, the pitching unreliable, and the chemistry just isn't clicking the way it needs to. The only thing working in their favor is that the series isn't over yet. A win in Game 3 at home could flip the momentum. And if there's one thing Yankee Stadium does better than anywhere else, it's breathing life back into a struggling team. The crowd will be loud, the pressure will be high, and maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what this group needs to wake up. But make no mistake, the Yankees can't afford another lazy start. They need urgency, they need fire, and most importantly, they need discipline. If they want to keep their World Series dreams alive, this is the moment to prove that they're not just a team with big names and bigger paychecks. They need to show that they're a real contender, capable of bouncing back from adversity and winning when everything's on the line. Because if they don't, the only thing fans in New York will be talking about this October is another year of wasted potential. As the Yankees return to the Bronx for Game 3, the pressure couldn't be higher. The stakes have shifted from expectation to survival, and every single player on that field knows it. The Blue Jays have already demonstrated they can exploit every weakness, and the Yankees need more than talent to fight back. They need execution, focus, and a level of consistency that has been painfully absent all season. Walking into Yankee Stadium, they have home field advantage, but that only matters if they can actually play like the team the fans hope they are. Right now, the ghosts of past failures are lurking in every pitch and every swing. The lineup is stacked on paper. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, and Josh Donaldson. All names that should strike fear into opponents. Yet, postseason baseball doesn't care about names or contracts. It's about who shows up, who can rise to the occasion under the brightest lights. Judge has the power to change a game with one swing, but his struggles in October are no secret. The pressure has a way of magnifying every hesitation, and even the smallest lapse can turn into a headline-making disaster. The Yankees have relied too heavily on the long ball for too long, and when it doesn't come, they scramble for answers, often with little success. Pitching, however, remains the more immediate concern. Max Fried's performance in Game 2 was a wake-up call. 3 innings, 7 runs, 8 hits. It was the kind of outing that can haunt a team for an entire series. And the bullpen? Will Warren's Grand Slam surrender was just the cherry on top of a night full of mistakes. The Yankees cannot afford to let those patterns continue. They need a starter who can go deep into the game, a bullpen that can hold leads, and the defensive execution to back them up. Every error, every misplayed ball, every missed pitch threatens to snowball into another unmanageable deficit. Toronto has shown they can capitalize on every slip, and if the Yankees aren't perfect, they'll be punished again. Defensively, the Yankees have shown flashes of brilliance in the past, but consistency has been their Achilles heel. Plays that should be routine have turned into missed opportunities in the postseason, and those mistakes are amplified in October baseball. The Blue Jays are young, aggressive, and they do not hesitate to take advantage of mistakes. The Yankees must tighten up in the field, communicate flawlessly, and execute fundamentals that they've practiced countless times. One misstep could erase any momentum gained at the plate. Speaking of the plate, the offensive approach must evolve. Relying on home runs alone is a gamble that hasn't served them well. They need to manufacture runs, put pressure on the defense, and approach each at-bat with patience and strategy. Toronto's pitchers will be studying the Yankees' tendencies, ready to exploit holes in the lineup. The Yankees can no longer wait for a big swing to bail them out. They must control the game through consistent contact, smart base running, and aggressive, well-timed hitting. Every pitch matters, and every decision can make the difference between a comeback and another early exit. The psychological aspect of this series cannot be understated. After such a lopsided loss, confidence can easily turn into doubt. Players will replay mistakes in their heads, second-guess swings, and hesitate in situations where instinct should prevail. The coaching staff must find ways to reset the team mentally, to remind them that despite the blowout, nothing is decided yet. Baseball is a game of inches and momentum, and the Yankees have a chance to seize control if they can harness focus and discipline. History is a mixed bag for the Yankees. On one hand, this franchise has a tradition of resilience, of clawing back from deficits and defying expectations. On the other hand, there are numerous examples of early playoff exits despite lofty regular season performances. The weight of the legacy looms over the team. Each pitch, each swing, and each play is not just about the series. It's about living up to the expectations of a city, a fan base, and a franchise that prides itself on being a contender every October. The home crowd at Yankee Stadium will play a pivotal role. The energy, the noise, the pressure of playing in front of tens of thousands of fans can be both a boost and a burden. For some players, it ignites performance, pushing them to exceed limits. For others, it magnifies every mistake, every misstep. The Yankees must find ways to channel that energy positively, using it to fuel urgency rather than amplify anxiety. Toronto, meanwhile, has shown remarkable composure. Trey Yesovich's dominant outing in Game 2 set the tone, and their hitters have been disciplined, patient, and opportunistic. The Blue Jays are playing like a team on a mission, and the Yankees must match that intensity from the first pitch. There is no room for slow starts or lapses in concentration. The margin for error is razor thin, and the team that executes even slightly better will take control of this series. In Game 3, every decision will be magnified. Every substitution, every pitch selection, every swing at the plate could alter the trajectory of the series. The Yankees must rely on their veterans to lead by example while trusting the younger players to perform under pressure. Leadership, both on and off the field, will be crucial. Players must communicate, stay composed, and play with the urgency that only October baseball demands. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In what is rapidly becoming the talk of the baseball world, whispers from inside the locker room suggest that Pete Alonso, the slugging sensation who has become synonymous with power and precision at first base, has made a shocking decision. He has reportedly turned down a contract extension with the team that brought him to prominence. Sources close to the matter hint that Alonso, known for his fiery competitiveness and no-nonsense approach at the plate, is now setting his sights on an entirely new chapter in his career. Rumors are flying that the New York Yankees are at the center of this unfolding drama. The news, if confirmed, would mark a seismic shift in the landscape of Major League Baseball. Alonso, a two-time All-Star and a perennial home run threat, has been the cornerstone of his current franchise's lineup for several seasons. His decision to decline a renewal offer has left fans and insiders alike speculating about the motivations behind the move. Is it a desire to chase bigger market opportunities? A chance to chase a championship ring with the storied Bronx Bombers? Or perhaps a mix of both? The whispers suggest that negotiations with the Yankees have been quietly progressing behind closed doors, with the team reportedly willing to offer Alonso the kind of deal that matches both his talent and his ambition. While the Yankees have long been linked to high-profile acquisitions, Landing a player of Alonso's caliber would instantly elevate their lineup and ignite excitement across their fan base. Industry insiders are abuzz, hinting that this could be more than just a transfer. It might be a statement move, signaling the Yankees' intent to dominate the upcoming seasons. Meanwhile, speculation continues to mount about how Alonso's current team will respond. Will they attempt a counteroffer, or have they already accepted that their slugger's departure may be inevitable? For fans, the prospect of seeing Alonso don the pinstripes is both thrilling and nerve-wracking. The rumor mill is running at full speed, with social media exploding with debate, analysis, and even playful bets about the potential impact on the Yankees lineup. One thing is certain: if these whispers prove true, Major League Baseball may be witnessing the start of a new era, one defined by bold moves, star power, and a first baseman who refuses to settle for anything less than the spotlight. As the story develops, all eyes will be on Alonso, the Yankees, and the ripple effect this potential move could send through the league. The baseball world thrives on moments like this, uncertain, tantalizing, and ripe for speculation. And Pete Alonso's rumored leap to New York may just be the headline every fan is waiting for. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.